Welcome to the Paisans podcast. We're your hosts, the brothers from other mothers, Dante, Dave, and Sarc. Join us as we talk about current events, our wives, kids, or whatever else life is throwing at us this week. You're with the Paisans, you're with family. So, Sarc, you had some stories to tell? These Halloween stories?
No, but they've happened around Halloween. And they're not scary stories as much as they are mysteries. Unsolved mysteries. I have two unsolved mysteries affecting family. So it was perfect for Halloween season. So, my older son, 17. I won't name the school he goes to, but we're very happy with the school. Goes to a very good school, big school. And this time of year, as we enjoy Halloween and our freaking horrifically embarrassing football teams and baseball teams, for that matter, who didn't make the playoffs, and all the things that we're lamenting about here in fall, the seniors in high school are applying to colleges. So you have early admissions now is kind of big, and like the SUNY schools, for example, out here, they were waiving admissions if you apply early. They have early acceptance. So it's starting. That whole process is starting. And one of the steps in applying to these schools is to write a college essay. And fortunately, in my son's high school, there's a college prep class in your senior year. So it takes the place of like art or something. And I think you have it a few times a week. It's like every other day. And they have a website where they show you how you can research colleges, how you can apply to schools, and they help you with your college essay. So a couple days before these essays are due to this teacher, they go over the submission rules. So you're going to submit this online because all the homework is done online now. And before you get feedback from the teacher, they do two things now. So the first is that they run it through, I forget the name of it's a website. I think it's called Turnitin. Your kids may know this too, Dante. And this is kind of like a program that in seconds will identify if anything in the essay has been plagiarized.
Oh, okay.
Or hasn't been like quoted accurately.
Okay.
The other thing that they now check for is if it was AI written or AI assisted. And I don't know the name of the program that they used. And we didn't ask, but we've had several conversations with the school about it, which I'll explain why. We never asked about what software or what website was being used. So my older son, Matthew, turns the thing in. A couple days go by. He has the class again. And after class, he gets called aside by the teacher. And the teacher's like, look, I really liked your essay. Thought it was great. But here's the thing. We ran it through the plagiarism detector, and everything's fine. We ran it through the AI detector, and it's 100% artificial intelligence generated. So what say you to that, Matthew? And Matthew is just so absolutely confused, like befuddled. We were here when he wrote it. You know, he's, first of all, super honest kid. He was actually like gut checking it with us as he was writing it. So like, we were sort of involved as he was writing it and he was reading it. And we knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, like, first of all, I don't even know what you would use, to be honest. I have no idea. If you were using like Chat GPT, you'd spend so much time just giving it information about yourself. Like you might as well write the thing, right?
Yeah.
So the teacher's like, well, look, you're not in trouble. It's nothing like that. This is new. We're still learning how to use the software. He kind of backpedaled. But then he says, it's only pass fail in that class. So he says, you wrote the essay, fine. I believe you. You're a good kid. But if you're applying to colleges that run the same checks, they can deny you admission because you're showing 100% AI written.
But it's like, even if he rewrites the thing, what's to say it doesn't happen again?
Because it's about him. It's very specifically about him, his interests.
Yeah.
Well, right. I was going to say, could it be that somebody took his essay and like fed it into ChatGPT? Like, is that like possible? Could somebody have fed the whole thing?
Who would have been able to do that unless he gave it to them, I guess, right?
Right. I that is really weird, man. And kind of discouraging because, that means it just confirms that it's possible that these things could either read wrong or like whatever it is whatever cues it's looking for.
Right.
Somehow he's matching those cues, but it could just be that he has a style of writing, a syntax, like I don't understand how that could be that wrong. But I guess all I would say is it just shakes any confidence I would have in whatever these analysis tools are.
And thankfully, the school is handling it well, right? I mean, they're given this thing and they run it and it comes up.
Well, he's a senior, so he has like credit with them. Like they know him, like you said.
They have to take it into context. Yeah,
I think so. There's got to be some context into saying this can't. And I would think colleges would do the same. Like, okay, here it is. This kid's talking about he wants this with Long Island and this, and it's like, what AI could write this? Like you said, Mike, the amount of information about himself he would have to put into ChatGPT, he might as well write an issue or write the thing himself.
I was going to say I would like to think the colleges wouldn't do that, but I also wouldn't pass them to just throw it into this software and be like, nope, denied, next person.
Yeah. I know, and that's concerning, man. That's really concerning.
And then, so let's say it's a SUNY school, right? So he just applied. You go to the SUNY site. They waived admission if you did it early. So with one application, it goes to like 6 different schools.
Mm-hmm.
So they flag that's 6, because that's like the whole SUNY system basically now has you blacklisted.
So what is he going to do now? Like, is he going to rewrite it?
No, he's not going to rewrite it. No, I mean, he's got the finished product, and this is the time now where they're starting to send the resumes in. The applications in. So, he's going to go with what he has, and there's not enough time.
Good.
He could rephrase some things, but the bottom line is like the facts about himself. That's the meat of it.
Can you imagine too? He's like, well, you've seen all these other things. Like I talked about drumming. You've seen me perform an entire like drum solo. They're like, yeah, actually we went back and we checked that video again. Apparently that entire video was AI generated as well. What say you to that, Matthew? Like your entire drum solo was AI generated. 100%.
I mean, we ran it through and it said 100%. All right, so here's my second story. This is on a lighter note. This is not as grim and dark and brooding as the prior story. All right, this is lighter, but still very, very mysterious. This is another unsolved mystery in our lives right now, and ironically happening around the same time. So we'll go back about a year and a half. It's holiday season. It's a couple weeks before Christmas. And my mother, she knows she's not going to see us for Christmas. So she sends a gift basket. It's candy, cookies, edible holiday arrangements.
Sweet.
She orders it from Amazon. And, she gets it was delivered. She checks with us after about a day because nobody said thank you. And we say, well, we never got it. So she does some investigation, and you know how they post the picture of the package after the driver delivers it. And it's in front of this green door that has a gold crucifix on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the picture delivered. And we don't have any homes around here with green doors with crucifixes on them. So, okay, that's strange. So my mom calls Amazon and, they get in touch with the driver. And long story short, they find the package was delivered to the wrong address. I won't give my address out on this podcast, but my address is a number. That number was not the same or even close to this address. And then I have a direction before the street name, like north, south, east, west. Okay. Mm-hmm. The direction was different. And then the street name was the same. So like I live on, East David and they're West David. Okay. But the house number was very different. Very totally different. We're 3 digits. That was a 1-digit place. Turns out that this place is a convent in my town. Okay. Sealed up. They don't answer the door. There's a blink camera there, but it's a sealed up convent, like no outside visitors.
I've heard of these
Amazon packages. Yeah. So, the driver gets the package. I forget how it happened, but they wind up bringing it to us.
He gets it back.
Gets it back.
Okay.
About 6 months ago, my mother orders candy for Michelle off Amazon. Now, this is, by the way, I'll just caveat this. My mother orders other things for us off Amazon. We never have delivery problems. She's always ordering gifts for the kids. Never an issue.
Okay.
More candy 6 months ago. Where does it end up?
The same place?
So Michelle drives to the convent and she sees the package is there and she gets the package and she brings it home.
Okay.
2 days ago, the boys' Halloween candy package from Amazon arrived at the convent again. Again, the picture. Now they have a camera. So she just looked at the camera. She said, "This is my package." She held the package up and she got in the car and drove away.
Yeah.
So my question to you guys is this a racket? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but how is the convent getting only the Amazon candy deliveries?
Always from the same place, or is it from different vendors at Amazon?
It's from different vendors as far as I know.
But wouldn't it just be delivered in a box anyway? Just a brown box? So, I mean, would you even be able to tell if it was from a different vendor, per se?
It depends. It depends. Some vendors are like selling through Amazon, but they're really doing the delivery themselves. And not everything is Prime. So it might be like, no, this is like not a Prime delivery place. And if that's the case, it could be as simple as if she happens, let's say there's one store on Amazon she likes, and that's where she always orders the candy. And somewhere in their database, they have some line that says, almost said her name, but it has her name. And then, somehow that address is somehow in a table somewhere that's like replacing yours or something. I mean, but I don't know what the angle would be.
No, there's got to be a scientific explanation. I'm with you. There's got to be a scientific explanation. Yes.
So I'm not.
Do you think they infiltrated this Amazon driver? It's like anytime you see any candy, you just drop it here instead. They're not going to miss it.
You said it. You said,
especially if you see Twix bars.
I thought you were going to say that they called and said, "We saw you take our package," and the police are coming because they're like, "Why are you stealing packages from the nunnery?"
And I said, I hope you made yourself very visible. Like you weren't shady. You didn't try to put a hood on or anything when you took the package. And she said, no, I announced myself and everything. She said, I blessed myself, to show I was a good Catholic. And then I took the package and I put it in the car.
But I mean, that's the funny thing is so nobody ever cracks open the door and checks the packages and goes, oh, those don't belong to us.
Yeah, or does the door just creak open at night and a hand comes out and it just takes the candy, slams,
But they're not getting it. That's the part that I'm like, again, it's like they're not getting anything out of it.
Right. Well, candy.
The
I
nuns
guess.
get nothing.
Well, we're sharp, but there may be some others that have not figured out where the candy is going yet. They just see this green door and they give up.
Did you retrieve all of the packages? Because it sounded like the first one was just lost, that you never recovered it. But then these last two, your wife actually went to go get them.
Yeah. Yes.
So, but the first one
and
too?
they were all. The first one, I think the first one was either lost or they went and got it and they brought it here. So Dante's
they
right.
went and
the
got
nuns
it.
never made out. Yeah, the nuns never made out.
So I'm saying the nuns never got anything from you. But you're right, Mike. It could be that. See, yeah, if Amazon was able to retrace it and they acknowledged, yeah, we dropped it at the wrong place. So somehow they knew they were dropping it at the wrong place.
Right. Yeah.
It's almost like, you're right. It's like, oh, any candy goes here. Most people probably go, never mind. It was just whatever. It was $10, whatever. It's not even worth. Or Amazon just goes, whatever. That could be it. Because Amazon will often just refund you without demanding the product back.
That's true, especially if it's edible.
So maybe that's what it is. And so I wonder if it could be the driver? No.
Well, I think the driver's a possibility, but the question comes: how does he know, or he or she know, what it is, and why it needs to go to? Like, do they have a relative in the nunnery that just loves Snickers bars? It's like, she doesn't get out much.
Do they leave out cash for the Amazon driver?
I think what Dante said about it being the vendor, just like some issue with the vendor, I think that actually makes the most sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would be my
it would be cooler if there was some candy conspiracy with this Amazon driver or through Amazon. But I definitely think if it's the same vendor, they probably just have some incorrect information.
I think what happens is, like, you're a new driver in that area, and you're delivering on that street, or maybe you are delivering something to the convent. I don't know what they would order. And then they just make you an offer that they can't refuse. They offer you protection in exchange for candy. And you say, protection from what? And they say, well, the Lord knows. Only the Lord knows. Could be anything.
Protection from hell itself.
Maybe the convent's just the vendor, and this is just part of their process. It gets delivered, it gets blessed first, and then it makes its way to your house.
It was left out for pickup, but we were just premature.
Yeah. The Holy Candy Shop. I think at some point we'll need a follow-up to these stories. For example, when your mom...
The candy story.
Yeah, the candy story for sure. I mean, we need to know what happened there. If it is something with a specific vendor. Yeah, yes. We need to do like trial orders through your mom's account or something.
This will be continued.